each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. It's July 21st. What a great day to be sober, huh? What a beautiful day to be sober. Morning, Leisure. Good morning, Amber. It's good to see you both. I hope you both had a great weekend. Got up this morning, did my usual stuff. I took my daughter needed an extra day. She's going through her own stuff. She needs some time to get through her own stuff. And so I took them an extra night. It's not a big deal, but I'd take them for the week. But don't tell her that. Because I say it, but they catch me on Wednesday, right? No, these two are great. So the door's been shut because my niece is using the room. She's allergic to two cats, all four of them. And so I go in and they clean the room. They even deflated the air mattress and folded it up, put it away. Everything's right where it's supposed to be. Now, I know, so I had a talk with them. I just had a little talk with them about the fact that their actions, it is their actions that are going to show this world who they really are, and how proud I was of the fact that they did something without having to be asked, that the thought process wasn't even cleaning it up. It was making sure that we don't leave a mess for the next person, that we take care of our own stuff. And that makes me even more proud of my daughter too. Good job, sweetie. It almost makes me want to cry. And I know it's just a cleaned up room, but it's the action. It's the fact that my grandkids love me enough to think of me. Pretty cool shit, man. I was watching this video earlier, this young lady, and she's just driving around in a car crying because she wants to stay sober more than anything else, because she doesn't want to hurt her kids. Man, still kind of weeping over that one, right? I'm going to shift gears a little bit before we get started. Doesn't matter left, right, Republican, Democrat, this, that, tit or tat. They all want to divide you. They all want the same thing. They want the division because it's easier to control people when they're angry. I don't care who's in office. I tell you, the Democrats and the Republicans, they're working together for all this bullshit. Because then they all get what they want. Stop with the division. Stop it. We don't need to be divided. We have so much more in common than they allow us to let us know. All right. I just put a post out. What did I say? And I stole it from somebody. I was listening to something and I was checking something out here. All right. What did I say? What did Dion steal from someone else? Only conflict gets clicks. That's true. When I put up a conflict, when I make a video and I create a title that has conflict in it, I get more reactions. I remember one time I decided to test a title on Instagram, because there's a lot of hate for AA on Instagram, at least that I see. That's what Instagram wants me to see. All right. And so I made a title, and the title was AA is not the only way. And more people have shown up to that There was like 20, 30 people that showed up to it. Now, did that happen because people were against AA? No, it happened because of the algorithm. See, I put a title that Instagram's like, oh, we can use this title to go ahead and infiltrate more people and divide them. It wasn't the people themselves. It was Instagram that did that. They're the ones that control the algorithm and put it on FYP, which is for your page and shit, right? So let's stop letting this world divide us. Let's stop creating videos where we utilize the pain first, because it's always the pain that attracts people, that brings the people in and things like that. You know, when you start out like that, it can't, yeah, not always, but see a lot of people, you know, and I'm going to tell you something, that's a sales technique. That is not a recovery technique or something. All right, let's get to Halt. Morning, Michelle. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm pressing the wrong things here. Supposed to go to this. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. He's got a counter that clearly is not working because there's 3 people here. It says I got 1. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. Here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Today, we're talking about HALT. It is an acronym that alcoholics and people in addiction use. But this can be used by anybody because HALT, okay? And what is HALT? What does it mean? The word it means? It means stop. Stop and think about what you're doing. Take a few seconds. Let's think about what's going on. Why am I in this mood? Why am I acting like, have you ever seen the Snickers commercials? My favorite one's the Betty White one. My favorite's the Betty White one. Will I get in trouble if I play a commercial? Will I get in trouble for that? We're gonna find out. All right, we're gonna find out here real quick. Betty White Snickers commercial. Look at that. Like it was listening to me or something. It's a commercial, so I doubt I'll get in trouble for it. There's no music, but we're gonna go ahead and play it. We're gonna do it. You ready? Let's do it.
Mike, what is your deal, man?
Come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby! Eat a Snickers. Better?
And that is HALT, my friends. That would be the H of HALT. All right. Eat a Snickers. All right. Let's get started. The HALT acronym, which stands for hungry, angry, lonely, tired, is an important tool for self-care and addiction recovery. We need these little things in our lives to remind us why we're doing what we're doing. Sometimes we need to be reminded. It's not always going to be presented to us. That's why meetings important. Meetings are important. It reminds us why we're doing what we're doing. That young lady that I saw driving around in her car crying because she wanted to drink, but she wasn't going to because she loves her kids that much. And good for her, man. Right fucking on. Okay. I wish she would hit some meetings so she could find some fellowship and not be alone in that. But it wasn't for me to say. I just told her, good job. Please don't do what I did. Don't do what I did, which was go out and drink, right? It emphasizes the need to be aware of and address these basic needs. These are our basic needs to prevent them from escalating into more serious issues. By recognizing and managing these states, individuals can improve their emotional regulation, relationships, and overall productivity. I have a quick announcement. I will be sharing with a friend today. Her name is Tiara Brown. It'll probably be on my Facebook, and it might show up on YouTube too. So I'm telling my story today. I have I have 3 podcasts set up at the moment. 2 of them where I'm going to be speaking, where I'm the guest, and then I have my new friend Sam. She's going to be coming on. Well, I've never even spoken to her before, but we're friendly. She's going to be coming on. You may have seen her here and there. She goes by Sip Society on here. All right, she'll be on Wednesday, so you can expect a new episode on Wednesday, which might be when I start doing them. Things are going to change a little bit around here. I got to change some things. All right, so here's a breakdown of the component of each component. Good morning, Daryl. Good to see you. Morning, Chris. What do you mean I'm up early? I've been doing this at 11 for months. I love you, Chris. You're up late. But it's good to see you, brother. Love you. You know I'm going to give you shit here. That's probably why people don't say hello. So hungry is the first one. Skipping meals or not eating properly can lead to low blood sugar, which can trigger irritability and other negative emotions, potentially leading to craving or impulse decisions. What's the saying? Don't go shopping hungry. Don't go shopping hungry. Right? Out of these 4, this is probably, well, now, you know what? I got to say, there's also angry on there. Right? I forget to eat. I'm just not big on food. I'm a pretty picky eater. I like my basic stuff. I would much rather have, let's say, I don't even know the name of a really fancy dish. That's how much I do not know. But I'll eat a bologna sandwich with cheese over most any fancy dishes. No thanks. Ketchup is my go-to thing. I forget to eat. I forget. Not on purpose. Right? Sometimes you see me come on here and I'm eating, or I just got done eating, like, because I forget. And then all of a sudden, I'm just so fucking hungry. Happens to me all the time. I usually eat maybe 2 meals a day. See, I was eating breakfast. I was like, okay, I'm going to start eating breakfast. And I was making 2 sausage McMuffins a day for me. And I was getting fat very quick, so I quit. I need to replace that with some fruit or something. But there's just, when you go to the store and you're limited on money, and the difference between eating becomes fattening or non-fattening because I just can't afford the other shit right now. So, all right. And I'm going to just tell you that's a poor excuse. Leisure says, I've woken up not drinking the day before for 14 years and 364 today. So are you, Leisure, is that a fancy way of saying you're celebrating your birthday tomorrow, 15 years? Or are you 14 years? I got that. So from what I'm seeing, Chris or Leisure is going to have 14 years or 15 years. All right. Daryl says, I'm from Chicago. Ketchup is illegal. I'm from Utah. And I was going to make the most inappropriate joke, but I'm not. I'm sure you can figure it out. Make up your own in your head. Yeah, ketchup would be illegal there. All right. But being hungry leads to bad decisions for Dion. It's not a good idea. Right? Angry. I did say hungry was probably my biggest one, but then I remembered angry, and I'm literally working on my anger problem right now. Actually, I know several people that are, and good on you, man. It's not easy to admit that you are angry, first of all. At least it isn't for me. So angry, unmanaged anger can strain relationships and negatively impact one's mental and emotional well-being. Understanding the source of the anger and developing healthy coping mechanisms is crucial. Now, here's the thing. You might be angry because you are hungry, lonely, or tired. That might be one of the reasons that you're angry. But here's the question that I have to ask myself. Why am I angry? Well, because this person said that. That's not why I was angry. That's not why I'm angry. That was a cause. That was just somebody doing something. The question I need, or the question I'm trying to answer is why? Why did I get angry? Well, they said it this way and it made me feel stupid. Aha, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. And that happened because my parents always used to say it that way to me. There we go. There's your trigger. I remember this was about, oh no, it was like last year. I was writing somebody at Adams County. They weren't sending me my pay. And I said, I feel like I need to put my foot down here. And the person that I wrote to took offense to that line. They took it as a physical angry. It was probably something their parents said. So I remembered it. I'm not going to kind of write it that way. But was that really my problem? No, it wasn't. And considering this person works in the mental health field, makes me wonder a little. But they go through their own stuff. I like them. I'm willing to appease in some situations. I'm willing to do that. Because maybe that one's just harder for them. Well, I could be a nice person and change a few things around. I can remember that with her getting a little rough isn't going to help her out any. Yeah. Was I angry? Sure. Well, I was more frustrated than angry. But see, these are sometimes the things, because for me, putting my foot down just means I'm going to talk to somebody above you. That's what that means in my world. But to them, it might mean something entirely different. Now, is it my job to run around and figure out who needs to have what? No, because that leads to my codependency, you know. So there's some instances, kind of depends for me. Lonely. Loneliness, even when surrounded by people, can lead to isolation and feelings of sadness or anxiety. Connecting with others and building supportive relationship is vital for emotional health. All right. And I agree with that. As an alcoholic, I need to take this one step further. What is the best way to cure Dion's loneliness? If I can do it, and sometimes I have to muster all the strength that I have, go help someone out. Get out. The best way to get out of loneliness and depression is by helping somebody else. Talking about it incessantly just seems to make it worse for me. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Well, if word matters and I continue saying that, what am I going to be? That's why I don't totally agree with all the diagnosis that I have. A lot of people just told me I have ADD, and maybe I'm just acting that way because a lot of people put that into my head, for all I know. Because there are some things I read up on it, and I'm like, I don't do any of that. Is it about writing scripts, or is it about Dion's mental health? But getting out of self is the best way for Dion, at least I have found. If you have other suggestions of what you do, please put them in chat. Right? What are some of the ways you try and not be to get out of your loneliness? Sobriety, yes, 7/22/25. Look at us, we can all add. Oh. Oh, sobriety date 7/22/25. Man, you're gonna have one day of sobriety tomorrow. 2010. Good job, Leisure. I don't mind giving it to you. I'll front you on this one. Just like Daryl said. Good job, man. I love you, dude. You know what you should do to celebrate? Oh, that's gonna be and I just thought of it. So that means I have something to do this Saturday, don't I? So anybody in Arvada, in Colorado, Leisure's going to be telling his story. at Primary Purpose, 7 o'clock, or is it 7:30? 7 or 7:30. Primary Purpose is off Wadsworth and 84th, 80th. Wads and 80th are the main cross streets. Actually, it's closer to Carr than Wadsworth. So if you want to check that out, it's Primary Purpose Club, Saturday night. They usually have 2 speakers. And if you want a seat, you got to kind of get there early because that room gets pretty full. So, good job. Woo, woo. Maybe you should come tell your story on raw recovery or something. I don't know. Maybe you should. I don't know if it'd be smart to give Leisure and Dion a microphone at the same time, though. That one we have not tried. If it's like anything like our phone conversations, I'm going to tell you now, you're going to laugh your ass off. Right. All right. So good job. Good job, dude. All right. So loneliness. Let's try not to get too lonely. Daryl says, I'm not as diplomatic as you when it comes to pay. I have a pre-sobriety story about that I won't tell here. Statute of limitations stuff. Okay. We can keep that one between us. Or maybe you just come on Raw Recovery and I'll keep you completely anonymous. Yeah, because most people that know you won't know your voice or anything, you know. We'll like change the voice. We'll put like a vibration on it or something. See, that's what's cool about being Gen X and maybe some millennials and so the shit we did wasn't recorded. Good luck on that. All right, tired is the last one at a halt here. All right. Lack of sleep or rest can lead to fatigue, irritability, decreased cognitive function. Prioritizing rest and taking breaks throughout the day is essential for maintaining well-being and productivity. You know, in the beginning, like when you first get sober, when all else fails, go to bed. I don't care if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Go to bed. Go to bed. I don't know what it is, but it'll be different when you wake up. It'll be different. Amber said, yep, most of my shit wasn't recorded. Daryl says, I'll do Raw Recovery anytime. I'm building Raw Recovery up. Okay. So I'm working on, there's a person that I started talking to. Her name's Donna. You guys will meet Donna next week because I'm doing her show next week. And you'll meet her. And you're going to like her. You're going to like her. But she's showing me how to take, because I have like 4,000 videos. And she's going to teach me, she's going to show me how to take a bunch of those videos and turn them into little short books. She's going to show me how I can make a little bit of money and keep this going, you know, but she also realizes that I got to stay away from the AA platform when I do that. So there's going to be some things changing. The way I do it, when I start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a 3-minute monologue. Then I will be putting up then we'll play the theme song, and then there'll be a warning. And it's going to be a funny warning. It'll say things like, and I want suggestions for this. Please DM them to me. Don't put them here because I don't want people stealing my shit. All right. Or your shit, unless you're allowing me to steal it. And there we go. Be things like, if you listen to the show for too long, you might get well. Amber brought up, don't try this at home. But I thought about, instead of don't try this at home, don't try this at home and alone. You know, and kind of adding on. But I want to, you know, I notice a lot of videos touch on pain to get you in. And I think what I want to do is use humor instead. So I want to use some kind of humor to kind of bring people in. But that warning, because people go, oh, warning, oh, cool. Am I going to get triggered? Am I allowed to get mad? Do I have some justification here? Ooh, let's look at it because we love drama. All right. All right. So What are the benefits of regularly using HALT? Of course, there's benefits to it. All right. And you're going to find the longer that you're sober, that you get benefits a lot of other people in this world don't get. Because of the arduous life that you had, there are some people in this world that will not feel happiness like you do. Just like they didn't feel loneliness like you do. Anger, frustration, despair, discontentment. These are all the things. You'll be at primary tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. You're going to the, what time, Leisure? Give us a time. Okay, I thought you were telling your story on Saturday, but you're right. You told me 22nd. For some reason, I had 25th in my head. And even then, the 25th is a Friday, not a Saturday, so I was wrong. Let me know, and I will do what I can to get down there, dude. My car is not legal at the moment. Okay, so approved emotional regulation. You're not a dick as often. You're not as mean to people. That in and of itself brings a freedom. The freedom to not have to make fucking apologies all day long because you're a jerk. Like what my sponsor said, treat my mind like a bad neighborhood. Yeah, it's funny. I just did a post on that a few days ago that my mind is like the neighborhood my mom told me not to go into. Yeah, we've done it. We've done it before. Yes, we have. All right. So identify addressing these needs allows for better management of emotions and prevents from spiraling out. It strengthens relationships. Understanding one's own needs and the needs of others can lead to more empathetic and fulfilling relationships. It's like that person I was talking about earlier that got a little upset that said, I feel like I need to put my foot down. And even then, I put the word feel in there to lighten it up, to say it's a feeling, right? But they didn't care about my feelings. They only cared about their own, even though it was my paycheck. But it still improved that relationship, didn't it? I'll take a little toe stepping if it means that we're gonna find something better. Increase productivity. I won't be wasting all my time on all this other bullcrap that doesn't need my attention. And of course, relapse prevention. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I know these are usually a little bit longer, but I got the grandkids, so not that they really need me. All right. Don't forget to send me. So a few other things before I go. Topics. Topics are going to be announced the day before. I'm hoping to get to that by next Monday. I need topics. What do you want to know about? It doesn't have to be AA related. In fact, I would prefer it wasn't at this point. But give me topics. Okay. I'll announce them the day before. We get to a place where maybe if you send in a topic and I use it, I'll send you a trudging together sticker or something. We'll do something. All right. You guys know how it works. I'm waiting for the chunk of money to come in, and pretty soon I'm gonna be wearing a different shirt every day. And it's gonna be a recovery shirt. Those will be for purchase and things like that. So all right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.